Hello everyone, Nodelean here, and welcome back to some more BOTTA mod for Battlefield Middle-earth 2. This time we're playing as Mordor, which is again a faction we haven't shown off on my YouTube channel in the past. And we're up against a brutal Gondor. That's right, we're picking it up to brutal because Mordor is ridiculously strong. And I mean that really, they are ridiculously strong. Start by getting Doom Pyres, always a very strong upgrade. Obviously, we all know the basic Orc Warriors. They're always a bit of fun. Get Banner Carriers, but they can also be upgraded with Armour and Forged Blades, which seems counterintuitive because they're cheap, they're trash. So why would you want to give them armour and damage when them being a horde is good enough? Yeah, that's kind of why they're a lot stronger than you'd think. Spam them out. Hello there. Yeah, I'm just going to go over most of the reasons why Mordor's overpowered and not really bother about all the weak points of Mordor. Because there is no real point actually saying, oh, this faction's weak because it can't do this, or it does this and this and this, which makes it weak. I might as well go over its strengths, because you don't really want to use the weakness of a faction, because then you're giving yourself a handicap. And unless you're me, there's no point to showing off a handicap for anything. So you may be wondering what these 3 powers are. Well, you can only select one of them. You can pick them at any time, but they have different costs. And you'd imagine, so the cheapest one is meh, the medium one is good, and the top one is relatively better. It's actually a very big mix. I find that Minas Morgul is strong, but not in the beginning. It's really is a big handicap in the beginning of the game. And overall, it is a big handicap because it makes your Orc Warriors from 80 to 200. And they don't really gain any buffs other than having armor and fear resistance, I think. I might show them off later. But yeah, Orc Warriors, that's all you need. Basic Orc Warriors, 80 resources, 20 command points. Good against resource buildings, that's all you need. You cripple the enemy's economy and they can't win. Even a brutal AI with no economy other than the fortress cannot recruit units at a steady pace. So I think that was 49 resources I saw they were getting from that farm. That's 50 resources, around 50 resources a tick that I just took away from them using 4 Orc Warrior units. One of which was free and the other one was 80 resources. And they are fast. Do not think they're like the normal orcs of vanilla or of other mods. These orcs are fast. They are blood-hungry savages ready to go in for the kill. And with an Orc Horn and the Eye of Sauron, which you can get immediately from level 1, which you should always go for because you don't need extra resources. That's just a waste of a good power. You don't really need Call the Hordes because orcs already produce very, very fast. Barrage is good, but you can get it from one of your heroes. Also, Darkness, additional damage and speed. Orc Horn gives damage and speed. Barricade even, not Barrage, is really good. And then there's your BOTTA power, Vassal of the Dark Lord. Which, you'd think, because it only says Nazgul gain their full power, only is good for the Nazgul. Yeah, it's only good for the Nazgul, but the Nazgul without this power are trash. 2,700, 3,330, 6,300, and they are all weaker than the basic heroes of that tier until you get the Vassal of the Dark Lord power. Without it, they are the basic Nazgul that cost 1,000 in BFME 2. And you're spending 3 times the resources, 4 times the resources, and 7 times the resources of their base form. I mean, the Witch King gets an extra power or 2 that are passive, but that means nothing. You want them in their OP states before you get the Nazgul. And luckily you have 3 really strong heroes, well 4 strong heroes to the Mouth of Sauron as well, to get you there before you need to even worry about getting the Nazgul. In fact, you don't even need the Nazgul. These 3 heroes are, firstly, Gorbag. Once you reach level 10, which can be very quick, by the way, can summon 3 units of orcs, which I don't think I need to say is really good. You have Gorbag, Gothmog that can immediately summon orc warriors for free, with a relatively small cooldown. Granted, they don't last forever, but they do have a decent duration. And the average duration of in fact, I think, I'm trying to think. I say they have twice the average life duration of a basic summon like the Wildman of Dunland from the from base vanilla BFME 2. And then we have Shagrat. When he enters the field, we all get Scavenger. So even though he costs 2,000, he gives everyone Scavenger. If he's near Gorbag, he gets even more resources per kill. And he has an AoE cleave attack. So, yeah. And then he can heal units and heroes. He gives everyone invulnerability for a couple seconds for orcs, which I don't think I need to say is stupidly strong. And this hero his power's already back, and that orc rebel unit is still around somewhere, I think. Yep, here. Only half its duration's gone, and I can summon another unit, and that unit doesn't go when the next one's summoned. So yeah, that's pretty strong. Then obviously with the Eye of Sauron, we get additional damage and an experience 100% faster, which you think, orcs with experience, that's not good, right? Wrong. Really, really wrong. We're 7 minutes in, we have 3 heroes, and an army that looks like it could conquer the enemy fortress, which it can, by the way. It can. And it only costs 210 command points, and I'm still got 3,000 resources in the bank to get even more heroes or more units if I wanted to. And I've hit my maximum for resource buildings. But I can now go for a troll cage if I wanted to. I can get another orc pit. And the enemy has, even as a brutal AI, granted it is a Gondor, and I must admit Gondor is probably one of the weakest BOTTA factions. Yeah, we're faster than builders, for Christ's sake. How can you say we are fair? I think what I've noticed as well in the little bit of patch testing I was doing before the patch crashed on me and just doesn't want to work anymore, is that orcs need nerfing, like massively. Reduce their speed, reduce their powers, because without their powers they are still orcs. They are still quite trashy. But look at that damage. 3 strikes and that's a Gondor soldier dead, which costs around 4 times more than the Gondor spearman, and there's twice the unit size. Gothmog's already level 8 and is about to die. I didn't even notice that. But now all those orcs are invulnerable for a few seconds. We lost... Oh no, we didn't lose anyone else. Oh yeah, and remember what I was saying about that barrage power that we don't need to worry about? Because a Gothmog at level 5 gets a mini barrage, which by the way is normally only usable for a custom hero. Yeah. And this causes terror and makes enemy units flee, like the yeah. 9 minutes in, and we've already assaulting the enemy fortress to the point where they can't fight back. And I have 4,000 resources in the bank, which I'm going to use to get Camor the Easterling. I can get Vassals of the Dark Lord. So now when Camor comes out, he comes out in his full powered state, where he can also ride a Fell Beast. Because yeah, you can only get Fell Beasts once you've got the Vassal of the Dark Lord power. Which, comparing it to the Mordor power from Edain, which allows you to I'm trying to think. Compared to the Mordor power, his deadliest servants even, where you have to not only get a outpost to get either the Witch King or Camel, which you don't on here. Granted, they're a lot cheaper, but compare the fact you need to build the outpost, which costs 2,500, and then pay an extra like 2,000. Compared to that, you're getting Camel a lot cheaper. And as I mentioned, he now has all his powers. Unless you get the Vassal of the Dark Lord power, Camel can't ride his Fell Beast. He doesn't get Dread. He loses Dread Visage, and instead just has the ability to go like invisible and become a scout. Which for 3,000 resources, you don't want a scout. You want a powerhouse that can ruin everyone. Which you can now do. He has Screech like normal. He has Morgul Blade as normal. But instead of like his unique 2 powers, he has at level 6 basically Black Breath from Edine. Even though it's also named as Black Breath. But I'd say it's also a lot weaker. So Mordor's weakness really is you don't have the best heroes unless you invest those power points into his deadliest servants, which you can do because you can harass the enemy fortress immediately with immense orc spam. I'm not even doing the orc spam train. I'm just fighting a brutal Gondor and just playing it cool because, you know, why not? And yeah, Gorbag at level 10 compared to Pippin's ability, which is a level 8. Yes, he costs only 100, and if he dies, he costs nothing. But he can only do massive damage to trolls, which not every faction has. Gorbag can summon 3 units of orcs, which inflict poison damage. So they're basically goblin warriors. With a very decent duration, you'd normally be able to, in a normal fight, they would last their entire duration before they die. And sometimes they'll even survive. Right, another thing is, trolls are limited. That's why they're a lot weaker. You can't troll spam. You can get 5 mountain trolls and 2 drummer trolls. That's 7 trolls total. That is 270 of your command points out of a total of 1,000 in one-on-one matches. Is that really a reason to bother going for trolls? No. Unless you immediately go like Gorgoroth or Minas Morgul, there's no point to go trolls because you don't get attack trolls and you can't get the Gorgoroth battle trolls. Also, you don't need to level up these because all they do is give you faster build speeds. I think what they need to do is potentially remove this because I have a feeling, or make it work because I'm not sure how the Brand of the Red Eye works right now. All I know is that orcs. You can't actually activate the Brand of the Red Eye on here. It's just a thing that's there, and it looks like once you pay 500, all your orcs get experience faster, which means they get extra damage, extra armor. When they level up, they also get to regenerate, etc., etc., and they get extra health. These orcs already have 160 health, which you may not think is much. But trust me, a Gondor soldier couldn't kill these in one shot, which they should do. A basic Gondor soldier should be able to kill them in one shot. I may have just been saving up for the Witch King because he is cool and very complicated as well if you want to try and understand everything about the Witch King. Also, another thing about Mordor, if you find an inn and you take over it, you can get you spend 600. You can get the Harad allegiance, which then gives you like a lottery where you get a choice of 4 different options. You can get some swordsmen, archers, cavalry, or 2 Mummakill, and a hero that comes out at level 5, which you'd think is good, but it isn't. It is really not worth it because one, it's so obviously for me able to upgrade. Well, actually no. Firstly, it's 600 gold. Then it takes a really long time to finish, and even then, you have to summon the units around your fortress. And by the time that you get that power, we'll be around here 15 minutes because you don't find the inn immediately. Looks like the AI's been smarter now. I can't get into their fortress without some siege equipment. Or they just open the gate like a nitwit, and I can just walk in. And with extra speed from the Horn of Mordor, I can just move in and it's over. Yeah, 15 minutes and... Oh yeah, and let's have a look at the Fell Beast, because why not? Like in the basic Rise of the Witch King, when you're a Nazgul, they lose all their base powers and only get some other stuff. So the Witch King, since he's your OP hero, he gets 2 tier trees. He switches between, however, his weapons, his War Mace, and the Fortress is gone. He switches between his War Mace and his Morgul Sword, which is basically either... Also, his Mace is terrible. Do not ever equip it. Unless you're soloing guys on with the Witch King on his own, which is a bad idea, do not... Oh, I'm about to win unless I stop. I need to stop, because I want to talk some more about the strengths and weaknesses of Mordor. Never activate the Mace, because, yes, it lets him do a massive amount of damage, but you also damages your own buildings, your own units, your own heroes. Yes, it's a fun AoE, and it's fun to make him like really annoying piece of work for your own faction, but just no. And these 2 passives don't only appear when he's in this form. They are just natural passives. And then he can mount and dismount. He got his Screech, his Morgul Blade in his sword form, Morgul Curse, which is in every form. Even on his mount form, he gets this. And then his Hour of the Witch King, which is... I'm trying to remember what other mod has this. It's not Edain that has this. It's... I think Age of Ring has a version of this, where it pulls everything into him. This pulls everything away in a... Yeah, it's just basically a word of power. The Witch King gets a word of power. So only can he ride a giant winged beast of death. But as you can see here, you also see his Morgul Lord power. Witch King gains an 100% health, 1,000 health, extra spell damage. Ally heroes near the Witch King gain spell damage and recharge time. Obviously that's at level 10, but yeah. Then he's still got his Black Captain, which isn't a debuff, it's a big buff. Camul and the other Nazgul, which is G and do Dawn Death once you get the Vassal of the Dark Lord, was a lot more powerful. So yeah, Mordor in a nutshell. Spam Orcs, don't ever build this building, the Mordor Forge, unless you really want to go for some other weird stuff. Gorgoroth, you can get the Black Orcs, which you can get at level 2, which is better than the Black Orcs of level that you can get from Cirith Ungol. You can get the Gorgoroth Battle Trolls, which do not have a cap, I don't think. I feel like they should have a cap. But they cost 3,600... Actually, no. Oh, no. This is meant to be Moloch. I think you only get the 1 Gorgoroth Battle Troll. I don't think it mentions it, but you only get the maximum of 1. And then here you get maximum 10 Black Orc Warriors, because apparently they're worth getting. They are not. They can knock back units, but that means your units have to move to get closer to them, and that means archers are more likely to kill you, or battle towers are more likely to kill you. See, I think I'm done explaining things. I would like to show off the Gorgoroth Battle Troll, but just imagine Moloch just being a slightly bigger model. Oh, look at that. Look at the Witch King's Fell Beast. He's compensating for something compared to Camul. He's definitely compensating for something. Yeah, Mordor is not really a faction you... well, the BOTTA Mordor faction isn't really a faction you can do a walkthrough on, or like a detailed tutorial on, because you don't need to. It is quite literally, you spam orcs, you get the free orc heroes, because believe it or not, a heal for your heroes and units is really strong. Camul is dying to something, which I know what it is, and I don't like the fact that he's dying so quickly. You've got a barrage at level 5 with your second hero you can get. Your first hero, you can get three units of orcs, which are pretty decent. And your third hero, you get Scavenger, which isn't as strong as your first hero getting Scavenger, aka Lurtz, but he does get it immediately, and he gives other units armor. Yeah, Gothmog is also Gothmog has a warg. I don't think it's important to know that he can ride a warg, but yeah, he can ride a warg. So yeah, Mordor, spam orcs, win the game. There is really nothing else you need to do other than that. Spam orcs, you win the game. So I think this will be the last video of the year for me. I can't believe it's almost been 2 years since I first started recording videos. And I must admit, I am enjoying it. I still enjoy it. But I think once I've done a quick battle on Isengard and what's the name? Isengard and the Misty Mountains. I'll probably do the Misty Mountains twice because they actually have 2 separate factions that are completely unique to each other. It's not like Mordor where you can get Gorgoroth, Minas Morgul or Cirith Ungol, which gives you 1 or 2 extra units and an extra like buff, which is pointless. Yeah. Those 3 buffs are really mediocre. Gorgoroth doesn't do anything to you. Minas Morgul ruins your early game, and Cirith Ungol just gives you extra vision, which you don't need. You don't need vision. So I hope this was educational. I hope this was educational into some points. To say that, yeah, Mordor, too strong. Like, really too strong. If I managed to beat a brutal AI who had a pretty big space so he could actually use his economy well, and I beat him with nothing but orcs in 20 minutes, where a normal BOTTA game could take 40 minutes, yeah, I think Mordor needs nerfing quite a bit. And I think that's the main point of this video as well. Mordor needs nerfing. Because even in the new version that I did play for a little bit, Mordor was still too strong. They're just too good. Gondor is now nicely balanced. Gondor is very well balanced. Mordor needs some work. And the other factions are all, yeah, they're all good in their own way. I like BOTTA. But I don't think I enjoy doing YouTube videos as much with the BOTTA mod because it's just, it's hard to explain. But anyway, I hope you all have a happy new beginning of the new year. Hope you all don't don't party too hard on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. If for those of you who do stay up for the countdown, wherever you live. And I will see you all in the new year. Ta-ta for now.